Hey Wastelanders, this is Gary from The Last Ranger, and I'm back with another video. I'm going to be covering the RealSteel RealSlim by Jermer Design. I think that's how you pronounced it. I'm not really sure. I'm gonna guess Jermer Design or Jermer Design and hit 50-50 chance I'm right. I think JM Knives can confirm this name because he's German and he's very familiar with RealSteel, and he's a big fan of RealSteel too. And JM Knives is here on my board. What's missing is Jake from Ohio State because I haven't printed out a physical copy yet. But you should have seen a digital copy at the beginning. So let's get on with the review. I'm not going to give this a traditional review because it's kind of a novelty, oddball sort of a knife, I think. First off, it's very good looking. So if I don't want to say any negative things about it, and don't take this as a negative thing, but it's odd looking. But that's what I like about it. It's kind of different. It's a very high quality knife, I think. But yeah, it's definitely odd looking. I'm gonna do a video or a section of the video where I slice up some vegetables, and I like to eat cucumbers, tomatoes, and a little bit of sweet onion mixed with a dressing, an Italian house dressing, and a little bit of pepper. I like this as a treat. If you let the vegetables marinate in the dressing, it's a good treat. I'm not a vegetarian, but I like this kind of food occasionally. And I'm a big fan of RealSteel. I'm kind of a big fan of RealSteel for anything. I'll show you some RealSteel knives. Like this is a RealSteel knife that I bought on the RealSteel shop online, and it's a kind of I wouldn't say of a one of a kind, but it's, and I don't know how limited they are, but I'm pretty sure they didn't build many of these knives or these combinations with this fat carbon and the titanium, and already, you know, this is normally a slip joint, but they made it into a frame lock. So this is like kind of really cool. So I mean, I'm lucky to get this. Yeah, I have trouble flipping it out. So normally I'm a big fan of Poltergeist Works. This is and Poltergeist Works is like an exclusive designer for RealSteel. I think he designed a Best Tech knife I got too, but he does most of his designs for RealSteel. And this is not a Poltergeist Works. This is the first non-Poltergeist Works RealSteel knife I really wanted. So, you know, I really like the Phasma. I talk about that enough. Phasma Free is one of my favorite knives by RealSteel. And this knife I got late last year or early this year, I don't remember. But I got it from not White Mountain Knives. I got it from LTK. LTK is love them knives, and I always use his White Mountain Knives code. So I kind of, that's why I screwed up. But this is knife I really love too. I mean, you know, this is not a flipper, and this is not a flipper, and this is like a S35 VN steel number 79. This is a special edition knife. So I'm here to talk about this knife. So what to say. Let's start off by weighing it. Let's get a weight on this bad boy. 1.94 ounces. So it's a very light knife. And I have the perfect knife to compare it to, because this is a slicey knife too. So I have the Opinel number 8. And this is a kitchen knife I use quite often to do the same thing I did later in this video. Cut up tomatoes and cucumbers and all kinds of things. I cut up pizza. So this knife weighs 1.66 ounces. Yet this is very lighter than this, but this is a knife that if you want to carry it in the pocket, it quite disappears in the pocket. I'll use this cloth. And I carried it a couple days last week. So that's how it sits in the pocket. So not much sits out. And it's fairly easy to get in the pocket. It looks like there's not much room, but I wear sort of thick pants and there's plenty of room for me. And it's easy to get in the pocket, so. But I want to compare it to this Opinel, because for slicing, if you look at this blade, and let me open this up. Oh, I didn't have it locked. I don't usually close the Opinel up. I just carry it in my I put it in my silverware drawer. So I don't have any way to measure the steel, but I say they're fairly close in width, thickness. But the Opinel, if I had to compare the slicing action of these two knives, I would say the Opinel is a better slicer, is a better kitchen utility knife than this, but this is a close second. I just think the Opinel, this is a good Opinel, because if you watch my hobo chili or hobo stew video, I talk about I've had this Opinel like 10 plus years, and I've never sharpened it. You can see some wear on the blade and chips on the blade, and that shows you that I've never attended. I never sharpened it, or I basically don't take care of the knife. But it doesn't fail to slice anything that I slice, and it's sharp still. But this knife is sharp still, but I think it could be a little bit sharper. I don't think this came straight from the factory as sharp as it could be. So I'll probably have to touch it up. And you know, I've never done a video of me sharpening knives, because I'm not a professional. I just like to sharpen knives for myself, but I don't like to give recommendations on sharpening tools. But maybe I'll do a video. I use the Lansky sharpening system, and I think it's fine for me. Over what, little 3 5/16 cutting edge, and 7 5/8 overall, the handle is about just under four and a quarter. Lockup is probably 90%, and it's very easy to disengage. You just barely have to touch it. So the metal is not that strong. It's truly centered. Yeah, I really like this knife. I think it's a novelty knife, but I think this knife will just end up in my kitchen drawer, in the knife slots, along with the open L, and I'll probably use it like just to prepare meat, vegetables, and what have you. Sometimes I use it to cut up pizza. I'm making one of my favorite dishes. Use a little bit of Italian dressing and a cucumber, a tomato, and a sweet onion, but I don't have the sweet onion, so I'll just have to do with this. And I'm going to be cutting it up with the RealSteel Slim, and let's see how it does. Take care, Wastelanders. Thanks for viewing my content. And remember to check out all the channels on the wall. That's the most important thing you need to do. Check out the channels on the wall. Take care.